For almost 2 years, cancer survivor Rico Dents has traveled across the country, visiting state capitals, trying to improve legislation for young adults with cancer. I'm outside of Grant Elementary School, which is one of several schools with outside temporary trailers, just like the ones you see behind me. Apple investors will apparently put their money where their mouths are. They're urging the tech giant to help deal with kids who are becoming increasingly addicted to their gadgets. Today's hearings kicked off with a fight between the prosecution and the defense about adding Adam Utterback as a new witness. People around the world are commemorating those lives on Twitter with the hashtag Sandy Hook. Some tweets say Sandy Hook occurred 5 years ago today, and the fact that we've done absolutely nothing to address gun violence is absolutely shameful. Jim and Emily, the atmosphere right here on the front lawn of Hickman High School this morning was incredibly passionate, to say the least. It was filled with sadness, anger, and resolve. Students walked out of class and out of these doors to support Florida students and to send a message to local, state, and national government. The demonstration comes exactly 1 month after the deadly shooting in Parkland, Florida. Many students who walked out are asking for lawmakers to create stricter gun control policies. But they're also trying to send a message to students that their voice can make a difference.
Aaron Weiss, age 37.
My history teacher had told me about an article I should go check out, and I went and read that article, and I thought it was a really interesting idea that students were taking action, and I just wanted to see if we could do that at our school as well.
He said seeing other schools around the country take a stand encouraged him.
And I think we're seeing in Parkland now, those students are bringing about change in the Florida legislature.
Lewandowski and his classmates organized the walkout and sold shirts that read, "Never Again." He says promoting gun reform in schools is necessary for a positive school environment.
If you don't feel safe in school, it makes for a really bad learning environment, and it takes away from any sort of culture that a school is trying to create.
For 17 minutes of silence at 10:10.
Teachers weren't able to directly participate in the walkout due to Columbia Public School policies, but some showed support by wearing their own Never Again shirts. Despite overwhelming support from many students, some disagreed with the tactics.
Look how many walkouts are going on today. They're all calling for change, but all of them are walking out. It's the masses. That's the problem. If you want to, you got to make a stand. Be your person, educate yourself, and make a change for the greater good.
Students who supported the walkout, however, believe their actions and their voices do in fact matter. At the end of the walkout, one student yelled, "In a society where we don't have a vote, we do have a voice." Reporting live in Columbia, Jalyn Henderson, KOMU 8 News. Just 3 months after the accident, Colin's mother, Amber Drummond, says she still does not have answers about what happened to her son, and she wants them now.
It's just like his case is overlooked. It's bypassed because she was never in a position where she had to answer to what happened.
Colin Drummond was limp and lethargic when his home daycare provider made the call for an ambulance. Doctors say Colin had non-accidental head trauma or shaken baby syndrome. And his mother says there's only one person to hold responsible, daycare provider Megan Thomas.
I was forced to look the whole thing in the face this whole time, head on. I've had to live through all of it, and I feel like she has just been able to turn the other cheek. I want her to face what has happened to my son.
Tuesday night, Drummond received a letter from the assistant prosecuting attorney saying he would not file criminal charges. Benjamin Miller says there's not enough evidence to make a case against Thomas. He and Drummond also criticized the procedures of the Fulton Police Department. In a Facebook post, Drummond said the officer who went to the daycare to investigate had a body camera, but did not turn it on, which could have provided evidence. In his letter, Miller asked the police department to make changes to its current body camera policies, especially when responding to situations with children. Fulton police officials told me today I could only talk with the police chief and that he was out sick today. As for Colin, he's now on seizure preventative medication, and doctors say he could suffer lifelong problems from the injury. Reporting in studio, Jalyn Henderson, KOMU 8 News. That's right, Jim and Emily. So to help everyone let off some steam, members of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated brought an old beat-up car to MU's campus. Then they supplied people with sledgehammers, and you can imagine what happened next.
$1 a swing, American Cancer Society!
We all have those days when we're so stressed and we just want to break something.
And it's basically like a stress reliever because we know midterms are coming up, and being a college student is just stressful in general. So why not just get that anger out, get that stress out, and go to class and have a nice day?
For students walking through Speaker Circle, they simply pay $1, grab their safety equipment, and the smashing begins. Similar to smashing the car, nonviolent destruction rooms called anger rooms are popping up around the country. They're giving people a place to break things like TVs, vases, and even mannequins. But one Mid-Missouri counselor doesn't think this is the best way to handle stress.
While sometimes the physical act can be relieving some of the inner tension, it can also kind of heighten the feelings of anger sometimes.
Tapana recommends forms of exercise instead, like running, push-ups, or sit-ups.
If you're thinking angry thoughts as you're doing those actions, then you might be like adding to the anger, right? And you're kind of associating this angry thought with this physical release.
However, students who smashed the car don't agree. They said things like, "It was a great idea," and "the highlight of my day."
I was slightly stressed. You know, school does build up a little stress and tension, and it did feel good to use the hammer to slam the car.
Tapana said everyone's symptoms of stress are different, and how people cope is different too. So she urges people to learn more about themselves and figure out what works best for them.